Now, let me set you a challenge. Here is a glass container, and here are some rocks, and here is some gravel. Now imagine you had to fit all of these rocks and all of this gravel into this jar. Now the rocks and gravel only just fit into this jar. How would you do it? How would you make sure that you could do it first time? Pause the video now and think about the best way of solving this problem. How did you get on? Any ideas? Imagine that the rocks represent large, bulky pieces of work, items of work which are high value. And the gravel represents small, bitty tasks. Now, most of us come into work in the morning and start on the small, bitty tasks first. We start on the gravel first. But look what happens if we pour all the gravel into the jar first. Then, when we try and fit the rocks inside, they don't fit. But if we start again, look what happens when we put the rocks in first. So we're putting the big bulky items in first, the high value items, like this. And then we find that when we pour the gravel in, bits of emails, phone calls that we're making, we find that the gravel easily fits all around all the rocks. And we fitted everything into the jar, and the jar can close, like that. So there are two principles here. The first principle is to do the big, important, high-value things first. Your subconscious will try and persuade you to do the small, easy things first to get them out of the way. But then you spend a lot longer doing the gravel than you need to, because you know you've got the rest of the day to do the rocks. Do you see? As the jar shows, the gravel will easily fit around the rocks, so do the big things first. In the mornings, of course. Author Brian Tracy calls this "eat that frog." Do the thing that you least want to do first thing in the morning. The second principle here is plan. Don't just jump in. If people do the rocks and gravel exercise and jump straight into it, they often make a mistake. They put the gravel in first, or some gravel in first, and then the rocks don't fit in. Then they have to empty the jar and try again. Now, unfortunately, life doesn't give us a second chance. Make sure that you plan a rough structure to the day before it starts, even if it's going to change.